So this is the pond in full mode. It's actually not much different than what it was just 2 days ago. Aside from the fact that it has a lot more water flowing into it. This is probably the main stream of water flowing into it, but there's a couple right up here. There's another stream that flows into it, and by stream I mean something that sized, right? And right there is a little stream, and probably, you know, just 1,000 or so gallons an hour, 2,000 gallons an hour. And right up there is another spring that flows into the pond, and it's probably flowing similar to this amount as well. And it all flows into the pond, and we've got probably a ring of grass and plants and vegetation around the pond, the entire way around the pond. In fact, if you take a look at it real carefully, it's you can see from right here on out, that's probably about 12 feet or so. There's grass and vegetation in the pond itself, and there's a benefit to that, which is that's where all the little arthropods and minnows and baby fishies and little crawdads and you know, all the bait, if you will, that's going to feed the main pond. That's where that grows up. That's where it you have eggs laid, and that's where you know, the little critters grow up. Little minnows grow up to be slightly bigger minnows, and baby tadpoles grow up to be frogs, and those frogs end up being, well, basically fish food, along with, you know, crawdads and other, you know, little life forms that live in sheltered areas. Here's one of the little streams that's flowing into the pond. And where I'm standing right now is really gushy, just going squish, squish, and I'm probably sinking about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 of an inch every step I take for a lot of these steps. Right there, you can see Chewy Lewis. Chewy Lewis is the big white one, and his ewes. And that's them. And they're hanging out by the pond, but they're not in the pond. And you see a little Kawasaki mule, which is what I use to get around the farm because it's really too big to walk the whole thing. Anyway, and you can see our livestock guardian dog. I'm not sure if that's Aria or Leona. That's one of the two of them. They look exactly alike almost. You can't tell unless you look at their collar. Anyway, so that's what we've got. And it's a beautiful day here at Spot On Farm, because it's raining, and we've had at least 10 or 11 inches, and it's been dry for about the last 2.5 months, and frankly we really needed the water. So thank you, Lord, for giving us some rain, and aren't the flowers just lovely? And that's just the way we like it here at Spot On Farm.